What's up, everybody? It's Marshall Couture, also known as Plex, from marshmakesart.com and donkeydrawprojects.com. Two URLs, same website. um, and this is 100 Days Making Comics, day number 34, titled it Pushing Through. Why? Because that's what I'm doing. I've been I've been working every day on the comic, but sometimes I'm just doing like some sketches of like some character designs and stuff. And what really needs to get done is the writing. That's the main thing. But I feel like I kind of had a little bit of a writer's block thing going, and I was a little less motivated to write lately. But today I got back into it, and just pushed through, and I started to find my way with this Sophia the Conqueror story again. So I'm getting closer to the end of it, and it's weird because I feel like it might get like almost like 75% rewritten or like changed, where I'll kind of mix and match elements and stuff and kind of change some scenes up. Um, One thing I was going to ask, this is just a quick like question, if anybody wants to answer this, is it? I asked this to my wife too, but I guess we need to like get more opinions. Is it weird like to have a girl, like a young girl, like in middle school or something, um, be friends with like an older man, like not in a way like they're friends, like almost in like a grandfather to girl situation. Um,
That is a tricky question.
my
I'm
wife's trying
sorry,
to.
I had to chime in because when you're saying it, it sounds really. I watch a lot of SVU, so I would immediately be like, no, 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 it's not okay. It's not okay. But if it's over the internet and you guys are chatting about common things and you're not like inviting her over and hanging out with her, there's a lot of gray areas.
No, well, I'm talking about in the story though. Like, it's not that. It's it's like within the apartment complex, and the parents know the guy and stuff and trust the guy. And basically, I just want this older guy to be like a mentor figure. Like,
I watch too many crime movies because any way I look at it, I'm thinking, no, it's not okay.
yeah. And that's the thing. It's like it sucks that it has to be a weird thing, but it tends to be, like. So
If
I
it
don't.
was a family member or was her grandfather and was family related, even, I mean, that would be okay, but it could still, depending on, you have to be so careful how you write it.
Yeah. And it's hard to really like even get a judgment until you like actually were to read it. Like to me, when I'm the way I wrote it, it seems like it's just a nice little thing. But it's like I feel like not everybody will necessarily see it that way. Like obviously, my wife maybe doesn't feel that way either. So it's going to be something I might have to let some people read in the background and get some opinions on it. But just in general, do you think it's possible to have like a mentor character who's an older man? Like, I'm thinking like 60s, something like that. Um, Maybe 50s, 60s, who is kind of not like super involved, but enough where, the girl might come down to that person's apartment and talk to him a little bit. Um,
Mm.
yeah, I
It's
guess.
the way it's sounding. It's not coming off right. I say skip it.
But it's like I'm trying to figure out a way to integrate this. So it's I don't know. So that
Maybe she has a pet and she goes down to cheer him up. Younger than, maybe she's younger. Maybe she's
well
just
I
an
was
innocent kid and she's just trying to cheer up this old man or.
I was thinking that it could
with
be like a maybe done in a better way where it's like
maybe she's a writer and he was a writer and he helps her and she like reads to him her stories, or I don't know.
yeah, like I was thinking maybe even if it was just like maybe they just see each other outside once in a while when, at a picnic table or something. I don't know, like in public. I don't know. I don't know, but I just,
That's different. That's okay. If
yeah,
they, meet in the park and they're hanging out at a picnic table,
yeah,
because I mean, old men love old men, older folk, mature folk love children, But I mean, if it's like going to his apartment, that's weird.
yeah,
But like out in a park in a public setting and they're just reading and sharing stories, that's nice.
yeah. So yeah, it's kind of weird.
I have an idea. You and I can watch a movie together that'll help.
Cool.
Because of Winn-Dixie. I love that movie so much.
We've
Because of
seen that
Winn-Dixie.
before.
I know what I love it. It's one of my favorite movies ever.
It is.
It's such a kid movie, but I love it.
I remember it was cool. So yeah, I don't know. Like it just seems like an innocent, like in my mind it's an innocent thing. Like not that I would think it in real life it might be weird. I don't know. I would kind of think, but the way I'm writing it, it feels like this, it's not meant to be anything weird, but again, there's that whole thing. So like maybe people will think it's weird. So, I want to write it uh, with the intention, I want the intention to come across that I meant. Another thing is I was thinking about writing it from a whole different person's perspective. So there's a lot that's probably going to change in this story, but the basic idea is still the same. It's just how to bring across that idea is the part I guess I'm struggling with. And so I don't know. We're figuring it out. We're gonna push through. I'm just gonna keep writing. And sometimes some writing happens quickly and kind of easily, and some stuff is like I just got to keep writing until it figures itself out, I guess. I don't know. So there's that. Also, I was thinking, I was listening to one of Gaz's videos, I think one of his latest videos, and he was talking about his process and how he's gonna with the next horror book that he does, horror A4 book that he does, he wants to approach it a little bit differently in his process. But he was talking about how he likes to keep each part of the comic making process separate, um, so that when it comes to like drawing, he's not thinking about the writing, and when he's writing, he's not thinking about the drawing, and so forth. And I really like that idea. I haven't approached it that way yet, really, but this time I kind of was meaning to approach it that way. But when I get to these like little writer's block things, I just start trying to draw characters and create characters because I don't know what else to do sometimes. But I do think I really want to commit to having the full kind of script written out in a finalized type of um, format or whatever. What finalized means to me, I'm not sure what that is. But then I want to do that, and then from there work on either thumbnails or breaking down the pages somehow. Like I want each step to be its own step because I do think that is really tough. I don't want to be drawing and being like, I'm still trying to figure out the story, because I have approached it that way and it is really hard. And the stories I've done before were not as involved as this. So, and especially with this story, it's like there's all kinds of there's 12 different stories and there is some interlocking going on, but not a lot. I might not even have that one character show up in every story anymore, because to me it's starting to get a little too overwhelming, like I've said in some past episodes. So I need to just like, I need to be more decisive, and I think I might try to force myself to stick to 5 pages for each story, because I was going beyond that before, and I just don't want this book to last forever. It's not meant to be like this big, like crazy, intricate graphic novel that's overwhelming and epic or anything. It's really just meant to be an exercise to learn storytelling, an exercise to learn how to make comics better, and just a fun little story. And the other thing is, I've been trying to learn how to write stories, so I'm getting a lot of information from a lot of different possible ways, and I think I'm gonna just try to, even if it seems like it's breaking a rule or whatever of something I've learned, I might just go with it anyways, because it's like I said, it's starting to become too overwhelming, and I didn't want it to be this. Um, I wanted it to be something enjoyable and something that people can kind of take in bite-size quantities, and not feel like they have to be invested in this big graphic novel or something. So yeah, I mean, I know I've been kind of talking about the same thing for the last few episodes and stuff, but I'm really even more like, I think that's the route I'm going. I think I was more in an indecisive um, part before. Now I'm more in a decisive, like, that's the way I think I'm going to go. So yeah, that's just my thoughts for today. Hit me up with what you're thinking, what your opinions are on all that stuff. And, you know, I think it's really cool that we can have people to bounce stuff off. And I think it's really cool that I can ask Lindsay, because she's not coming at it from like a comic making perspective. She's coming at it from just like, I like the story or I don't like the story, or she knows what she likes in shows. We watch a lot of shows, so it's like it's good to get that kind of perspective, because I want people to read it. I don't want just people who make comics to read it. I want people who enjoy stories to read it. So I want to see what people who enjoy stories, what their perspective is. So yeah, I think that's really an awesome thing.
Old cello.
Be able to do that. So that's about it, guys.
Wait,
Well,
my aunt's going to something called Old Cella. It's got Paul McCartney, Neil Young, Roger Waters, and The Who. I want to go to that.
that sounds fun. So yeah, music is awesome. Old music, new music.
I love it all.
Yep. So yeah, that's about it, guys and gals. Thank you for watching, and I'll be talking to you on the next video. Peace out.